Right, as you can see when I stand, right, the range of motion is a little bit less, but again, the essence of the movement is still there. We're nice and safe. The back is flat, okay? The other thing that we can do, working for that position if you're doing cleans, because you can't really clean from a sumo deadlift position, is to use our stretching pads. Just put two together, all right? And you can stack up as many as you need, right, one on top of the other, to do the deadlift, right? So now you can see, if I'm struggling to get that end range, I'm good here, but I round at the bottom, we can just lift the weight up a little bit higher, okay? So now, I can get that nice, good, strong setup from here. And the progression is, we're slowly going to work ourselves down towards the ground, okay? So again, on these plates, or on the mats here, nice, strong setup. You can pull, and come back down. Main thing to watch here is that the weight stays on. So if you drop it from overhead, or from up top,